over on that far side. And just about ready to go here. The Celtic players are off into their huddle. And their opponents today are just about ready to go. It will be they who will take centre, shooting from right to left. In their change kit, the yellow jerseys, green shorts, yellow socks. Celtic in the green and white hoops will shoot towards the east end of the stadium, the Lisbon Lions stand. As Hibs look to end this long wait for a win here at Celtic Park. You got to go back to January 2010 to find one. Since then, we've been here 22 times without success as Jamie McGrath takes centre. And rolls it all the way back to Salinger, the goalkeeper, who keeps his place in the side and launches it long with the right foot into the Celtic half, aimed for Bowie, but it breaks to Sirachi over on the far side. One of 5 alterations in the Celtic team from the one that started against Red Star in Belgrade on Wednesday evening. Hibs have made a couple themselves in the side that began against Falkirk on Tuesday evening. For Celtic, Schmeichel in goal, Ralston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Sirachi, Engels, McGregor, McCowan, Maida, Tinekti and Iheanacho. Maida starting on the right hand side. For Hibs, Salinger in goal, O'Hara, Hanley, Iredale, Mulligan and Abita are wide, with Chaiwa and Barlaser in the middle, with Boyle and McGrath supporting Bowie. And it's Jamie McGrath on the ball here, pushing it forward to Boyle. The challenge from Engels breaks to Ralston, and Carter Vickers will square it to Liam Scales. It's been a good start to the season for Celtic. Just the one match they didn't pick up maximum points, and that was at Ibrox. As they come forward here, and the header from Iredale wasn't decisive. He gets a second chance at it, and it's pushed forward by Barlaser to Bowie, who rolls it back over to that right hand side for Josh Mulligan, who once again is being asked to play over in the right wing back position. There is then a foul over there which draws a free kick for Hibernian, a foul on Chaiwa. And John Collins, who play for both these clubs, watching on.
Hibs normal system, 3 central defenders, 2 wing backs, and Celtic their normal system, 4-3-3. The challenge here for Hibs, they've got one wide player on each side, the wing back against a Celtic fullback and a Celtic winger. So I'd imagine Celtic will be trying to get at Hibs in the wider areas, 2v1s.
No wins in 6 for Hibs since they beat Livingston in the League Cup, and of course they were knocked out of that tournament in this very city a week ago. It's 1 win in 9 for them as well, which is slightly concerning, but it was worse this time last year and went on this wonderful run. In fact, they've only lost 2 league matches going back over the course of the last 27 Premiership matches that they've played, and that goes back to a defeat here last December. So good shooting generally speaking, but too many draws so far for David Gray's liking.
Too many draws without a doubt, but not too many defeats, which I'm sure the manager will be focusing on that. They've been on a terrific run.
Here come Celtic with McCowan, whose ball forward towards Iheanacho was cut out, but it breaks to Tinekti wide on the left on the north stand side. Level with the edge of the D of the Hibs box. Rolls it along the grass, square to Ralston, disguised ball looking for Maida. Obita blocks it, prevents it from slipping in behind him, and that was a dangerous looking pass. A really good ball actually, as McGregor turns it forward to Iheanacho. And now it's with Arna Engels, who has it on the right angle of the box, out to the touchline for Ralston. Side foot pass in field to McCowan, whose left foot ball goes back low there to Carter Vickers, to his right for McGregor, down the line for Ralston, and in field for Engels. Back to the Celtic captain, who plays it with the left foot to McCowan, sweeps it to his right for Engels, who's fouled there by McGrath, but Don Robertson, who's the ref's allowing an advantage as Ralston's cross takes a touch off a Hibs defender. They claim handball as it breaks back to Salinger, who holds on. Wasn't a great challenge by Jamie McGrath, but the referee quite rightly allowing Celtic the advantage there. 3.5 goalless minutes in here.
Good start from Celtic. They're moving the ball really quick and sharp. Hibs had no real possession at all. They're going to have to try and get a hold of the ball.
I'll keep you up to date with what's going on elsewhere this afternoon. In fact, there has been a goal scored in League One. Kelty Hearts have it away to Cove Rangers. So Cove 0, Kelty 1 in League One. That the first goal scored of the afternoon across the SPFL. Indeed, Annan Athletic, in fact, got 1-0 up early on in League Two against East Kilbride. Here in the Premiership, it's Celtic on the left with Sirachi moving in field. He's got a bit of movement from Iheanacho, plays it short into the box to Engels, back to Sirachi now. Ralston to his right, out to Maida. taking on Jordan Abita, level with the 6-yard line, pulls it back. Engels is wide with the right foot, and Ian Atcher threw himself at it to try and turn it home inside the 6-yard box. It doesn't fall really for either of them, and it stays 0-0.
Tremendous play from Celtic, getting it wide to Maeda. What do you want from Maeda? Knock it past the fullback, use your pace. Exactly what he did. Gets to the byline, terrific ball in, just misses it in the actual. Good play from Celtic.
Goal kick for Hibs, but an ominous start for them. You expect Celtic to have lots of the ball, and they will, but they're looking pretty potent in these early stages in the game. It was a decent start for them in their Europa League campaign on Wednesday evening as they took a draw home from Belgrade. Could have won the match, had chances, particularly in that second half. It was a 10-15 minute period when they could have scored 3 or 4 goals, in fact, albeit you have to concede that Red Star had plenty themselves. So McGregor finds Ralston out to Maeda on this near side, and he plays it back onto the halfway line for Carter Vickers. And it would appear that this game has settled into a pattern already, John.
Yep, Hibs dropping off, Celtic dominating, getting them pinned in. Tenecti, every time he gets the ball, what does he want to do? He wants to take his opponent on. He's exciting. The fans have taken him straight away. He looks a threat. As I would say, use the word, he looks gallus. He wants the ball, he believes in himself.
They love a winger here, don't they? McGregor's ball low into the box, doesn't fall for Iheanacho, is behind Engels, and it comes right through to Salinger, the Austrian, who has kept his place in the team. Iheanacho closing him down as he releases it long with the right foot, out looking for Bowie, but it's a real waste. He's just found touch on this near side Celtic throw.
That's the issue for Hibs. Every time they've got the ball back from a bye kick, it goes. They've kicked it straight up the park back to Celtic. You can't keep giving the ball away and expect to win games of football.
6 times they met last season. Celtic won 5 of them, including the 2 cup meetings here in either competition. Hibs did beat them at Easter Road at the end of February. As Callum McGregor collects in the centre circle, turns and moves it out to Sirachi on the left-hand side. Ball in field there for McCowan. It's a bit level with the edge of the centre circle for Sirachi now with McGregor. Wins the throw-in over on the far side of O'Hara. As it's bowled back by Sirachi to Scales. Not the greatest atmosphere inside Celtic Park. There's a reason for that. There is a silent protest going on amongst some of the Celtic support. Their latest go at the board here. The banner over in the safe standing section, "Your silence is deafening," is what it says. It's the Celtic supporters who have dimmed the volume right now. I think it was to last 12 minutes by all accounts. Of course, John played at Celtic Park in an era when there was real proper protests against the club board of the day, and you could have understand the protests back in those days. But 13 titles out of the last 14, so many bits of silverware have arrived at Celtic Park over the course of the last 15 years, but they ain't happy.
Well, I think this has been a good place to watch your football the last decade. Doubles and trebles year after year. A lot of memories for many families coming to games here. Surprises me.
Carter Vickers moving it right to left to the centre circle for Scales. Down the left-hand side it goes for Sirachi, the Uruguay international. In for Kieran Tierney today. Tierney on the bench. As Carter Vickers picks up in the edge of the centre circle, it is Ralston, but he's overhit that ball, looking for Maeda, and it goes behind for the goal kick. I mean, Ralston's appearance back from injury, of course, in the team's no slight on Colby Donovan, who did himself no harm at all the other evening in Belgrade. He performed very well. He was singled out by his manager afterwards.
No, he's done very well. Last couple of games, he's looked very mature, wanting the ball, moves well, constantly getting up the pitch, trying to support the winger.
Chip ball out of defence by Hibs. The header from Carter Vickers out for a throw into the visitors on this near side. And it will be Iredale, who's one of the 2 alterations in the Hibs team today. He was over it. Grant Hanley coming back in as well. It was so disappointing for them on Tuesdays. They let that 2-0 lead slip at Falkirk. A little bit careless. As Iredale goes back to Hanley. First time ball forward, launched up to the halfway line. Carter Vickers wins the header. Now it breaks to Maeda. Shifts it into his left. Nice little flick by Tenecti. Finds Sirachi. And then Ralston infield to McGregor. 1-0 Partick Thistle at East End Park against Dunfermline. Incidentally, Tony Watt scoring very early on in that one. So Dunfermline 0, Thistle 1 in the Championship. Here it is goalless, as it is across the other 3 Premiership matches being played at 3 o'clock today. Motherwell Aberdeen to come later. Ralston to the right there for Maida. Square ball in field for Callum McGregor, who shifts it to Sirachi. Looks up, left foot ball, takes a deflection, and that favours Salinger, who holds on to it. And it's Celtic 0, Hibs 0, approaching the 10-minute mark.
Like to see Hibs trying to get some passes and try and get some possession. I don't think they've strung 3 passes together.
Pinged forward by Salinger, looking for Boyle, but Carter Vickers wins the header. No problem at all there.
You've got to ask the question, why would the goalkeeper kick the ball in the air
when Jamie McGrath's injured?
To Boyle in the air against Carter Vickers. There's only one winner, isn't there? Why would you do that?
He's got a man down as well, so a strange one, and McGrath's going to need attention. This could be a worry for Dave Gray's down there, talking to Craig Sampson, his goalkeeper coach.
Looks like he'll be coming off.
It doesn't look good. I'm not sure what he's done. He went down when the ball was nowhere near him, and there's a stoppage in play as a result of this. He's made a good start to life as a Hibs player. When you see the state Aberdeen are in right now, you do wonder why on earth they let him go. I know there was a little bit of debate as to, well, Aberdeen went out there and said that they'd offered him 3 years. They didn't want to go to 4. Hibs did, so he went for the security of the extra year. But he's a player that Aberdeen are missing big time right now.
He's been a very good signing for Hibs. He's
Absolutely.
got a terrific goal midweek. Good all-round football player. Gets on the ball. He's good. He gets forward, get in the box, gets shots on target. But he can defend, wins his tackles, gets about the pitch.
He's going to be okay, John.
Yeah, looks like he's okay. He's walking. He seems to be okay.
He went down initially and then got himself back to his feet, then flopped back down onto the turf again, which is why John thought he might be coming off. But he's going to come back on for now at least. Boyle gives it to...
Good news. He's back on the pitch. Yeah. Good news.
And it's Carter Vickers just playing it to his right there for Ralston. And back to the US international, who plays it to Scales to his left. Scales out to Sirachi on the far side. And then into Scales again. Scales has got Callum McGregor, and he instead uses Carter Vickers. In about 10 seconds time, the Celtic supporters will be making some noise. I can pretty much guarantee that when this silent protest is over. And they might be celebrating a goal as well, because here they come. Maida to Engels, bends the ball in, and almost fell to Iheanacho. It's headed away well there by O'Hara at the back post.
Tremendous ball from Engels. He whipped it in beautifully.
And the clearance there by O'Hara inside his own box. Scales gets onto it and finds Sirachi on the far side. Back to Liam Scales. Left foot ball forwards, cut out by Chaiwa. Breaks in the midfield for Hibernian, and it's well played by Kieran Bowie's. A man mountain there as he held off his man and rolls it back into his own half for Iredale. Squares it to Hanley, and then to O'Hara, and onto that right hand side for Mulligan. Infield for Berlazar. Chaiwa picks up on that right flank, and then infield to Berlazar, to McGrath, and then back to Berlazar again.
Much better from Hibs, a little bit of possession, spreading the ball about, making Celtic work to win it back.
And Abita's found Iredale, left hand side of the Celtic box, early ball in, it's straight through the Schmeichel lead. Bowie and Boyle waiting but unable to get onto it, but that's much better, much more positive as well from the visitors. It stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0 on 13. There's Luke McCowan picking up, who towards the end of the summer transfer window last year, Hibs were absolutely desperate to sign Luke McCowan. Lost out to Celtic ultimately, and he's in and out of the team obviously, but he never seems to let Celtic down when he does get minutes.
Yeah, every time he comes on, it looks like he's full of enthusiasm. He wants to play forward passes, he wants to get in the box, wants to get shots off. He's actually been a very good sub for Celtic, but I'm sure he would much rather be a starter.
It's back here with Scales, level of the edge of the centre circle in the Hibs half, pushes it forward to McGregor. Partick Thistle have gone 2-0 up. Joe Chalmers has got their second at East End Park against Dunfermline. They've been on a good run, save for their defeat to Celtic in the Cup last Sunday. Thistle, last 5 league matches going into that one, and Ayr United have scored a couple of quick-fire goals against Airdrieonians. Ayr 2, Airdrieonians 0 at Somerset. And two sides in commanding positions early on in the championship. Peterhead 1-0 up on Alloa in League One. The Max Barry goal there. And League Two, Annan have gone 2-0 up on East Kilbride. Here in the Premiership, it is Celtic coming forward. Ralston's at the edge of the box, shoots well wide. As he let fly, right-hand side of the D. It's wide of the left-hand side of the goal frame. And it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
Again, it's good play from Tenek to another side of the pitch. Beats his man again, lifts his head, plays early pass to Ralston. 25 yards. He's going to be hitting the target though. Too many shots flying over the bar.
So now with Iredale closed down by Maida, and his clearance bobbles off the toe of Anthony Ralston and out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side, which will be taken by Iredale, who's forced his way into the Australia squad in recent times. He'll be hoping to be getting his call up for the next international break, which is following next weekend's action. The Scotland squad for their home double-header with Greece and Belarus will be announced in the coming week. Ralston, would imagine, will be in that, having withdrawn from the games against Denmark and the Belarusians earlier this month. Free kick, Hibs though, just inside their own half, left of the centre circle. They've managed to get through that early storm. I mean, you're the visiting team at Celtic Park, that's always just a little tick in the box.
Every manager, the last thing you want to do is lose an early goal. So they've dropped deep, they've kept compact. Celtic haven't had any clear-cut chances, lots of possession in and around the box.
McGrath is over the free kick. He looks to launch this one to the opposite side of the pitch, switching it left to the right over there, and the target was Hanley, but it's beaten both he and Sirachi. Goes out for a throw-in to Celtic, level with their own 18-yard line over on that far side, the Celtic left. The Scales rolls it back to Kasper Schmeichel, and then he plays it short to Carter Vickers, out to Ralston on this near side. Ralston then back to Carter Vickers, who squares it to Schmeichel. We'll keep another clean sheet if at all possible. He's managed 5 in his 8 games this season. It's not a great ball out of defence though. It was off McGrath and then off Ralston and out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side. And Jordan Obita is over it. Tough period of fixture this for Hibs. They were beaten by Rangers in the League Cup last week. Then Celtic Park. They've got the derby at Tynecastle to come next Saturday tea time. That's one to relish for sure, always is. And it is a tough run of games as Bowie spins his man and looks to win a corner. It's gone out for a throw-in right down by the corner flag, and that's what will have annoyed David Gray even more, dropping 2 points at Falkirk during the week, particularly given this run of matches they've got.
Exactly, they got off to a terrific start, played really well first half. I thought Hibs should have went in at half-time more than 2-1 up. It should have been 3 or 4. Bowie had a few headers he probably should have scored with, and Sod's Law, they got up the park and scored only 2-1 and came out the second half. All credit to Falkirk, they played very well second half, but Hibs were poor second half.
Iredale's long throw-in's headed out, and he might get back onto it from Mulligan, sliding in as Ralston, and goes behind off the Hibs man last for a goal kick. Must have done, because he's not complaining. Schmeichel gets the ball cleared forward quickly, looking for Tenectes, and it nicked off him though by the ever impressive Josh Mulligan. And then out on the far side it's with Chaiwa, who turns it back into his own half for O'Hara, who goes back to Hanley. And turn back to his keeper. 18 minutes on the clock. Short ball, Salinger to Barlasser, gets it back to Salinger. Long ball forward. It might break Bowie's way here. McGregor coming around across, gets the touch, comes off the Celtic captain last, and out for a Hibs throw-in. Level with the edge of the centre circle in the Celtic half on the Hibs left as they attack the Jock Stein stand end. The west end of Celtic Park. Iredale onto it now from Obita, back to Obita, then back to Iredale. Chip ball forward for McGrath, who's fouled by Engels, and that will be a Hibs free kick midway inside the Celtic half.
Needless foul by Engels, they didn't need to give the foul away.
They've definitely stemmed the flow, haven't they, Hibs?
Have.
Because it was a good opening 10 minutes by Celtic, but they've just come off the gas a bit.
Yep, they have.
Nice little header by McGrath to the path of Ibita, driving down the left-hand side. Infield to Kieran Bowie, gets the touch round Scales. He might get a second chance here. It's Bowie, chops back onto his right side. His cross cut out by Scales. Breaks back to Bowie, digs out the cross and headed behind by Sarachi for a Hibernian corner. Much better play there by the visitors. An outstanding forward play by Big Bowie as well.
Yeah, it's more like the Bowie we've seen a few weeks ago. The last couple of games he's dropped his standards. But he's looking a little bit sharper. He's taking it in more. Good bit of skill, good delivery to the back post.
A chance here for the Hibs fans. Could hear them roaring in the background there as it went behind for the corner. The visiting support off the other end of Celtic Park, off to our right. We're up high in the main stand above David Gray's technical area. It's Liam Craig who's down there at the moment, the edge of it, as they prepare to take this corner. And Zobita with it, left-footed into the box, headed away by Scales up into the air. Chaiwa heads it goalwards, but it comes right through to Schmeichel, and it stays Celtic 0. Hibs 0 is the early long ball towards Tenecte's one in the air by Mulligan, but it's broken McCowan's way. Long ball chip forward for Maida, right-hand side of the box, across for Iheanacho, clips the bar. Goal kick. And that's how quickly they can do you. Hibs threatening up one end, but all of a sudden, one or two passes later, Maida's in behind, and Iheanacho crashes it off the top of the bar. No flag there, John. It stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
Best move of the match from Celtic. McGowan picks the ball up, lifts his head, sees Maeda running in behind, plays a diagonal pass in behind. Maeda, first time, terrific delivery in the actual where you want him in the box between the posts. Probably should have scored, but it maybe bounced a little bit awkwardly in front of him. But good play from Celtic.
Best chance of the game so far. And it falls to Iheanacho, who's got his 2 goals in his 3 appearances so far. The late winner at Kilmarnock, and then the goal that gave Celtic the lead in Belgrade the other night. It is now with McGregor. Short ball to McCowan. Shifts it back out wide left for Tenecte, taking on Mulligan and winning the throw-in off Mulligan. Doesn't let Hibs down, generally speaking, in that wing-back area. Played there now and again for Dundee. Played there in the cup tie at Ibrox last Saturday.
He's what every manager wants, a real versatile player. Play full-back, do a good job. Back into midfield, do a good job. Good signing.
Yeah, I mean, a no-brainer signing. He was available for free and he went to Hibs. Other clubs, I would imagine, were interested as the cross comes in from Sarachi. It was off Iheanacho's head in the Hibs box. Breaks to Callum McGregor after McGrath's initial headed clearance. McGrath's gone down again. Iheanacho rolls it back to Carter Vickers, but the play's stopped because it's a head knock. The Celtic fans aren't happy, but them's the laws, and it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0 as we approach the end of the first quarter of this one.
Hibs will be happy, get the clean sheet. Celtic are lots of possession, but no clear-cut chances as of yet.
Ross County have gone 1-0 up at Morton. Much needed goal for them, a Ronan Hale penalty. Morton 0, Ross County 1. Remains 2-0 Ayr United against Airdrieonians and 2-0 Partick Thistle at Dunfermline. League 1, as I said, Kelty Hearts with a 1-0 lead at Cove Rangers. Cally Thistle have gone 1-0 up against East Fife, and Peterhead are now 2-0 up against Alloa. Kieran Shanks with a goal there. And the only goals in League 2, Annan still with a 2-0 lead over East Kilbride. No goals across the Premiership in the 4 matches taking place at 3 o'clock. Motherwell against Aberdeen to come at 5:45 this evening, and tomorrow it is Livingston against Rangers. There's a full card just about, save for last night's Ayrshire derby of Scottish Cup first round matches. And keep up to date with the scores in those ones at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland, where you will get the score lines across any of the matches in Scottish football at any time you want them. Match on again here, and Jamie McGrath's back on for a second time. Scales rolls it out wide left for Tenecte, taking on Chaiwa. Back onto his right side, looking for the overlap from Sarachi. Gets it, but then Mulligan tries to see it behind for the goal kick, which he does. And it will be a goal kick.
Good defending from Mulligan again, followed the runner. Excellent work.
You kind of felt when he left Dundee that he would, I mean, you actually wouldn't have been surprised to see him come here, or Rangers. He's that kind of player, Josh Mulligan. He could offer plenty at the very top level in Scotland.
It looks very steady. Who knows if he has a good year for Hibs. Anything's possible. He's still very young.
Chip ball forward there by Hanley. Might come to Boyle, but Carter Vickers is there to close it down. In fact, last time Hibs were here, Martin Boyle scored and gave them the lead in the match. They would eventually lose 3-1. Chaiwa fouled by McGregor. Free kick Hibs inside the Celtic half, a bit level with the edge of the centre circle.
One thing you've always got with Martin Boyle, when Hibs are under pressure, Celtic are pushed up at the halfway, that one long ball, diagonal ball, and he's capable of sprinting away and getting a chance. Nothing better than having that Celtic Park or Ibrox, a quick striker who can break away.
Well, he's scored plenty, hasn't he, against Celtic and Rangers in the past. Such a crucial player for Hibs, the man with the armband. Joe Newell's still out long term. The free kick taken by Barlasser, right-footed, drifted to the left-hand side of the box, breaks Bowie's way, gets a little touch onto it, and then gets a little helping hand from O'Hara, who pulls it back away by Carter Vickers. Iredale controls, low ball, the left angle of the box, breaks to Callum McGregor, who can clear. Now Maida's onto it on this near side, though he's going to pass it infield there to McGregor under pressure from Bowie. McGregor squares it to Scales and takes it up towards the halfway line into the Hibs half, rolls it with the left foot out to the far side there for Tenecti, and then back to Liam Scales and infield to McGregor. Celtic have their second Europa League match coming up on Thursday when they welcome Sporting Braga here. An early kick-off, 5:45 start on Thursday evening. The Rangers are at Sturm Graz in Austria, and Aberdeen kick off their Conference League campaign. Ominous looking tie at home to Shakhtar Donetsk. Here's McCowan for Celtic, rolls it out wide right for Maida, back to Ralston, level with the 18-yard line. Infield to Engels, gets a second chance, whips it with the right foot to the left-hand side, and Mulligan takes no chances and heads it behind for the corner with Tenecti waiting in behind him. Celtic corner. First goal in the Premiership has gone in. Hearts have got it. Kizaridis has scored with a goal against Falkirk, and I believe Kilmarnock have also gone 1-0 up at Tannadice against Dundee United. So Killie 1 up at Tannadice and Hearts 1-0 up at Falkirk, and it's Bruce Anderson who's got the Killie goal. Kizaridis with the Hearts goal. Engels with the Celtic corner, whips it in, it comes off the head of O'Hara and behind for another corner. Wasn't Engels' best. See what he's trying to do, he's fire it in with pace to that near post.
He's just trying to whip it in there.
He's going to get another chance at it, the Belgian, as we approach 27 minutes.
Scales is a threat.
And it comes into the 6-yard box, knocked half away, and then Boyle is there to get it clear with Ralston lurking. It's out on this near side with Chaiwa. Hibs have a man down, so another head knocks to the place to stop again. Has been a little bit stop-start. This is the third or fourth injury stoppage for a Hibs player.
He's okay. Just the ball's just caught him in the face. Nothing serious. He's going to be okay.
Sports Sound here, BBC Radio Scotland Extra on digital, on 810 medium wave, and online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. I think it's Jack Iredale who's... In fact, it's not Iredale. Who's down? I can't even see the number. Was it Hamley? Bowie it is. We got there in the end. Kieran Bowie went through half the team before we got to him. Anyway, yeah, there he is. You can see him now. Kieran Bowie back on his feet, and the game will be back underway forthwith. A few players have been able to come on, take on some fluids and speak to the Hibs management team down below us. And the drop ball here, Jack Iredale beside Don Robertson, who's the referee. Stephen McLean is the VAR this afternoon, though there's been no need for that at this point. Iredale is in possession now. He gets that drop ball out to Obita on the near side, and then Iredale flicks it infield, does Obita. They've given it away though, and Ian Atcher's onto it. He's at the edge of the box on his left foot. He shoots over the bar. Wow, that was lax from Hibernian.
Good pressing.
They concede good pressing, but it's a real surrendering of possession in a dreadful area.
Yeah, but all credit to Celtic. Their numbers round the ball, they press with intent and purpose. Got it. Felt Ian Atcher, edge of the box. I'd like to see him hitting the target, but just again tried to bend it in that top corner. Over the bar again.
Long ball there from Salinger. It's given away in the Celtic half. McGregor's onto it.
I think David Gray will be disappointed with his goalkeeper's distribution when you're playing it long.
Yeah, Ralston's got it in behind Iredale. Iheanacho's onto it, right hand side of the box, level with the penalty spot. Offside flag goes up. And the groans from the Celtic supporters. We played 29, 0-0. McGrath up the line for Boyle. Tries to get round Carter Vickers. It's easier said than done though. And Carter Vickers wins it back and finds McGregor. So strong, isn't he?
Yeah, good defending from 1v1, body against body. There's only one winner. He's strong, solid.
Bowie will give him a game in that respect, perhaps not so much Boyle. There's Sirachi in field to Engels. Flips it to Ralston, who rolls it along the grass to Maida to his right. Ralston goes in the overlap. Maida finds Iheanacho. It's back onto it, stabs it to the right for Ralston. His ball across the penalty area, drops to Sirachi on the far side, fires a goal, and he too clips the roof of the bar. Oh my goodness, you got plenty behind that to the Uruguayan as it clatters off the top of Salinger's crossbar for the second time this afternoon. And it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
I have to say, Sirachi, he's impressed me, likes to get forward, looks lively, always wants the ball. Good
back
back
up. Hit as well, that, isn't it?
It's a quality strike, caught it sweet off the upper side of the bar.
As Iheanacho did earlier. It is clip ball forward there for Hibs. Bowie chases, loses out to Carter Vickers. Now it's Ralston sliding in. Good strong challenge of McGrath, and he emerges with it. This is Anthony Ralston coming down the right side. Short ball to Maida, level with the edge of the D of the Hibs box. Turns it back to Engels. Engels then knocks it in field to Sirachi. Little dink forward to McCowan, looking for Iheanacho. Cut out though by O'Hara, and Hibs able to get it away. McGregor wins it back though ahead of Bowie, and now it's Ralston. Square ball in field to McGregor, to his left for Sirachi, out to Tenecti, up against Mulligan, testing his pace towards the byline, back in his right side. Mulligan does well to win it back off Tenecti, and Hibs are able to clear their lines. Lots of dominance from Celtic, but no goals as yet.
It's just that clean chance of they still not created that easy opportunity for the striker. Lots of possession, moving the ball quickly.
Here's Maida on the right, looking to cross. It's cut out. Celtic north of 70% possession. There's an opportunity perhaps here. McCowan getting onto it, right hand side of the box, under pressure, rolls it back to McGregor. Just outside the area, works the 1-2 with Engels, shoots, blocked. And it pings out off a defender and favours Martin Boyle, who's onto it. And it remains goalless at Celtic Park.
And I'm just watching Maeda, he just hasn't got the energy, shown the energy he showed last season. He's getting the ball too often for me and still passing it backwards and sideways. I want to see him 1v1 against a beater. Just knock it past him and use your pace. He did it once early in the game, got to the byline, but he's not done it since.
It's out of play for a throw-in on this near side to Celtic, deep inside their own half here at the moment. And that's the biggest issue for Brendan Rodgers right now. This match standing at 0-0, 32 and a half in. To Celtic haven't had a single shot on target yet. Yes, they've hit the bar twice, but not one of their efforts in goal yet has tested Salinger in the Hibs goal.
Again, see, Maeda gets the ball from the fullback, he just passes it straight back to him, rather than opening his body up, knocking it past the fullback. He's taking the easy option, pass it backwards. You're a winger, your job is to create, take chances, put fullbacks under pressure.
Elsewhere in the Scottish Premiership, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 1, Hearts 1, Falkirk 0, goalless St Mirren Dundee. 5:45 kick-off at Fir Park. Motherwell against Aberdeen. Here comes Celtic, Tenecti down the line, it's Sirachi's cross in, Engels couldn't quite get onto it, headed half away. It's with McCowan at the edge of the box, finds McGregor. Hibs trying to get in the face of the Celtic players. McCowan digs it in, and Maida's header is comfortably held onto by Salinger. There was no flag there. The Hibs defence was expecting an offside. It stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0. It's well worked though by the champions as Hibs come up the other end. Martin Boyle has it left hand side of the box, but he is offside.
It's just so annoying when the linesman takes so long to put his flag up. Just get it up early.
Plenty of goals going in the Championship. Ayr United now 3-1 up on Airdrieonians. They were 3-0 up. Lewis McGrattan has pulled one back for Airdrie, so Ayr 3, Airdrie 1, still Dunfermline 0, Partick Thistle 2, it's still Ross County leading 1-0 at Capello. Goalless Queen's Park, St Johnstone and Raith Rovers are both. In League 1, Cove 0, Kelty 1, Hamilton have gone 1-0 up at home to Stenhousemuir. See, at home, that's at Broadwood. Cali Thistle 1, East Fife 0, Montrose 0, Queen of the South 0, Peterhead 2, Alloa 1. Alloa have pulled one back through Buchanan. League 2, it is Annan 2, East Kilbride 1. The visitors pulling one back there. Goalless Dumbarton, Stranraer, Edinburgh City 0, Forfar 1, Elgin 1, Spartans 0. Goalless Stirling Albion, Clyde. Here comes Celtic down the left-hand side of the box with Tenecti taking on Mulligan. It's done a good job in Tenecti today, Josh Mulligan, though he has conceded a corner to the Tunisian on this occasion.
He has, he's stuck to his task. Every time Tenecti gets it, he's getting close to him.
He looks a good signing though. He arrived late in the window, Sebastian Tenecti.
No, he's going to be a very, very good signing for the football club. You can see already he's got that little jink, beats a man every time. He's not the fastest, but he's fast over 2-3 yards.
Arnott Engels will take this corner again, in swinger with the right foot into the near post again. It's headed away by O'Hara. The bouncing ball's quite difficult for Tenecti to deal with, but he's done well to nod it back to McGregor, and now it's with Sarachi left of the centre circle, rolls it low out to Tenecti on the touchline. Infield it comes to McCowan. Good little spin on Chaiwa. Outside of the boot, forward to Maida, who gets the break of the ball, finds McCowan now with Ralston. Infield to McGregor. McGregor then to Sarachi, to his left. Out it comes to Tenecti again at the left angle of the box to Engels. Looking for Tenecti, well covered there by Mulligan though, and clear by O'Hara. Up towards Boyle, who's made it stick well, Martin Boyle there, as he tries to take it for a run out to the right. He's under serious duress though, looking to keep it in play. He's not going to be able to do that by the looks of things.
He did really well, Martin Boyle there. Kept possession well, but he needs his teammates up to support him. You don't just pass it to him and stand still. You've got to pass it to him and make another angle to receive it.
9 minutes left of the opening 45. Celtic in possession, nothing each. It is little ball Tenecti into the box looking for McGregor. It's won back by O'Hara, and Hibs clear their lines. Scales wins the header, but only to the benefit of Kieran Bowie. He loses out to McCowan. Now it's Callum McGregor rolling it back to Carter Vickers. Forward to McCowan in the centre circle, now with Engels. Engels looks up, long right-footed raking ball looking for Maida. It's going to break all the way out to Tenecti. It's not what they intended, but Tenecti's onto it. Drops the shoulder against Mulligan, looks to beat him again on the right, and then on the left side down toward the byline. Tenecti, low ball across, cut out by O'Hara. Hanley to be careful as Maida gets there first. Finds Sarachi, back to McGregor, now with Engels, looks up and shoots high over the bar, and it will stay Celtic 0, Hibs 0 on 37 minutes. Again. And that kind of sums up Arne Engels' season so far, that effort. Yep. And Hibs going to have to make a change here, John. Josh Campbell's coming on, and
a few players down.
I think it's McGrath down for a third time, so Jamie McGrath is going to have to come off by the looks of it, and will be replaced by Josh Campbell. Yeah, that is the change, John.
Yeah, like for like, Campbell, box to box, likes to get up and down. He'll put a shift in, good energy levels. I'll be disappointed to see McGrath. Hope it's nothing serious. Again, Celtic playing some good football, working around and about the box, but what's letting them down again is the final shot. Many shots have we seen flying over the bar.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, no shots on target. That is the case for both teams. McGrath comes off as a word with his manager, and Campbell comes on. Games here and in Paisley, down the road from here on the motorway, both goalless. Bruce Anderson has Kilmarnock 1-0 up at Tannadice against Dundee United, with Hearts 1-0 up on Falkirk, and Kizaridis the only goal of the game there. So as it stands, Hearts at the top of the Premiership. Celtic matching them so far, though not on their respective scorelines up to this point today. Engels flicks it with the outside of the boot, right to left of the centre circle for Sarachi, out to the left to Nekti, taking on Mulligan into the box, low ball, Iheanacho with his back to goal, looking for a teammate, goes back to McGregor, who shoots, and Salinger makes the save, right at him, didn't know much about it, but it is the first shot on target in Nanga in the match, and it's the Celtic skipper McGregor with the effort, which the keeper keeps out, and it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0 with 6 to the break.
Again, the danger man's Tenect. Every time the ball goes out to him, something's happening. He comes in the pitch, he lifts his head at the right time, plays it in Iheanacho. Nice little layoff by Iheanacho. Carl McGregor, good strike.
He was back scoring goals last season, Callum McGregor, including against Hibs. It's week 2 of last season, Easter Road, he scored in that match, one of Celtic's 5 wins in the 6 meetings between these teams last term. He was trying to grab the bull by the horns there, was McGregor, with that effort. Salinger keeps it out. There's Tenecti to McGregor in the Hibs half, square to Carter Vickers. To this right hand side it comes to Ralston, gets his ball in, it's cleared round about the penalty spot by O'Hara. Sarachi and a little header back to Scales to recycle the move. Out it comes to Tenecti, lovely touch, and here they come again, Celtic. McCowan's ball across, headed half away, Maida hits it, blocked brilliantly by Hanley. Well, they're rapping on the door ever louder. Or Celtic, Iheanacho goes for a goal, it's Salinger making the save to his right. Didn't look the most powerful effort, didn't look like it was in the top corner either, but the keeper palms it away. Tenecti has it level with the 18-yard line on the far side. Hibs just trying to get through the final few minutes of this first half without conceding. Celtic with a couple of efforts on target this time. Carter Vickers for Ralston, out to Iheanacho on this near side. Vita comes to meet him. Iheanacho rolls it back into his own half. John Collins.
Again, Celtic are looking much more dangerous towards the end of the half. They're knocking it about, they're looking more threatening. I think it'll just a matter of time before the goal comes. If they keep playing like this, Hibs are getting a little bit tired now. Tiredness, all of a sudden, gaps appear.
Iheanacho, the latest to test Salinger. Here comes Celtic again, and it is Sarachi over on the left-hand side. Square ball in field to McGregor. It's a good challenge on him there by Barlaser, the man on loan from Middlesbrough for Hibs. Back with Sarachi in the left, clips it forward, it's missed by the defender, it's Tenecti, looping high ball to the back post. Maida gets onto it, it's to play it back to Ralston, little ball in field to Engels, who overcooks it to the back heel, and there was a much simpler ball for him as Bowie gets it away. Boyle's going to chase it, Boyle's going to get onto it. This is where he could be dangerous. He's in the Celtic box, it's Martin Boyle, shoots and deflected by Scales right through to Schmeichel, and it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0, but that's what Martin Boyle's all about and what Hibs can be all about in the counter.
Again, that's the danger that he poses with that electrifying pace. Celtic completely dominating the game, but one long pass, breakaway, and he's up the pitch in no time, getting a shot on target. Did well.
There's a Phillips goal, has St Mirren 1-0 up at home to Dundee, and Hearts have gone 2-0 up against Falkirk thanks to Lawrence Shankland. Here comes Tenecti for Celtic. The overlapping Sarachi as he kept it in.
He has?
Yeah, he has. It comes back into the box, doesn't reach Maida. Hibs head half away. Now it's Ralston. Crucial this for Hibs to keep a clean sheet till the interval here. Celtic's attack is eventually doused and goes out for a throw-in on the far side, but Scales takes quickly. And now it's with Carter Vickers, who finds Ralston. And out it comes to Engels on this near side. Little ball in field to Ralston, feeds it back out wide right for Maida. In field to McGregor. McGregor then back to his right for Engels, takes a touch, bends it in, too much on the cross though, but it might be kept alive by Sarachi at the back end of the penalty area. He did, he got a touch onto it, it's blocked by Mulligan, who then clears. And then it bounces out off Liam Scales for a Hibs throw-in on the far side. They'll be delighted about that. It is Celtic 0, Hibs 0, final 2 minutes of the first half.
Hibs trying to keep everything nice and slow, take their time, let the clock run down so they can get in 0-0 at half-time. They'll be absolutely delighted.
So Shanklin with that second goal for Hearts, and Killian Phillips with that opener for St Mirren against Dundee and Paisley. Remember to come later, full coverage here on Sportsound of Motherwell against beleaguered Aberdeen. not just looking for their first win of the season, looking for their first goal of the league season today against the team that knocked them out of the League Cup last Saturday. An over-hit pass for Iheanacho comes right through to Iredale for Hibs. Iheanacho closing him down, Iredale clearing along with the left foot as the rain tumbles down here in Glasgow's East End. Bowie thinks he was fouled, referee Robertson disagrees. It's now with Sarachi, flashes it forward there to Engels, low ball along the deck with the left foot to Maida, the right hand side of the box, but he's overhit the cross. And there's been a lot of that this afternoon, it feels. It goes over the bar, goal kick Hibs, 0-0.
I think that cross just sums up Maeda's season so far. Very, very average. He looks tired to me. Not the same energy.
How much of the fact that his comments that were made when he was on international duty with Japan, when he said he wanted out of the club, he wanted to be away by now, how much of that comes into the mindset and the attitude of a player when they've made that kind of thing public?
Well, I don't think you should ever make that public. It's a dangerous thing to do. The reality is he's been a great serve and a great buy for Celtic. An unbelievable season last year, but in football it's all about today. What you did last week means nothing last season, and these Celtic fans demand 100% commitment on the pitch. When you pull a Celtic jersey on, they expect everything. In fairness to him, that's what he's given from day one, but it looks like he's dropped.
He looks jaded, I think is the word.
That is the word. He looks jaded.
Hibs free kick, by the way. They are fouled by Ralston and Boyle in this near side. 3 minutes of stoppage time has been added. We're into the first of them. Head towards the break here at Celtic Park. And Barlaser is over this free kick. What can they do with this? Grant Hanley's interested. He's gone up for it, as has O'Hara. Iredale has stayed back, as has Obita. And it is Barlaser over this free kick. McCowan, the closest Celtic player. Barlaser angles it to the right-hand side of the box, headed back across, left by Carter Vickers. That's dangerous, and onto the roof of the net it goes with O'Hara looking to stab it home. What a huge opportunity that for Hibs. Why Carter Vickers let it drop just to the edge of the 6-yard box is anyone's guess. It was Josh Campbell initially, and then O'Hara, both the chances to knock it home. It stays 0-0.
It was a terrifically worked free kick, drilled to the back post, win the header back into the 6-yard box. When it dropped, it looked like Carter Vickers thought somebody else was going to take it. That was a chance for Hibs.
And two of their players were in there as well. Carter Vickers got away with that. And there is a chance, and it's the first real opportunity of anger for Hibs in the match. They haven't been able to get into that attacking third as often as they would like. As Tinekti plays it in field to Sarachi, now it's with McGregor to Sarachi, over to the left-hand touchline for Tinekti, level with the edge of the D of the Hibs box. Infield to Engels. Engels for McCowan at the 18-yard line. McCowan under pressure, lost it momentarily, gets it back now to Sarachi, bending it in, really good ball, and Maida at the back post couldn't turn it into the net, and it was behind for a goal kick, although in Maida's defence he was well chaperoned there by Jordan Obita.
Good defend at the back post from Obita. Again, Sarachi, a terrific cross into the box. He wraps his foot round it. It doesn't just float it in there, he whips it in, which is really difficult to defend against.
Goal kick for Hibernian, and it will be Salinger to launch this forward with just about 40 seconds left of the allotted stoppage time. Long ball with the right foot high into the Celtic half it goes. Bowie wrestling with Scales as well, but he can't find a teammate. Campbell unable to get onto it. Ralston gets it back from Engels, and now Ralston free into the Hibs half he goes. Out wide right for Maida. Is there one last first half chance for Celtic here? Maida infield, it's McCowan as it pinched off him by Bowie. He did well, he knew that he'd given it away after initial good hold up play, and then Boyle's fouled by McCowan, and that will be a free kick, albeit there's barely time to take this. Don Robertson has a look at his watch and he decides that'll do for the first half. The half-time whistle goes. Celtic bossing lots of the ball, as you would expect. Celtic having loads of chances, as you would expect, though not too many on target. They did force Salinger into action in the latter stages of the first half through Callum McGregor and Kelechi Iheanacho. Iheanacho and Sarachi both clipping the top of Salinger's crossbar as well in that first half. And then right at the end, in the first minute of 3 added on, Carter Vickers left a ball as it was headed towards the 6-yard box, and both O'Hara and Bowie were unable to do anything with it, and went to safety as far as Celtic were concerned. The concern for Brendan Rodgers is that they've not made their dominance count, because at half-time it is Celtic 0, Hibernian 0.
Here.
We've just lost a couple of lines there, just a few technical issues this afternoon. Apologies for that.
Sports out day without technical issues.
Oh my God, a whole lot easier. I can tell you. Yeah, so a few technical issues, just losing some of the grounds there, but they're in and out. But we've not missed a goal. That is the main thing this afternoon. That's the main thing. We had a good debate in the first hour, and we've got plenty more to bring you on till around about 8 o'clock this evening after the game finishes through Fir Park. Motherwell, fantastic start to the season for them, albeit the frustration that they haven't converted their good play into wins in the league. But fantastic, of course, up at Pittodrie in the League Cup last Saturday. The sides meet again in the league this evening at Fir Park. That's a 5:45 start. So just looking around the grounds, I think that's all the half-time whistles have gone, just blown there, just waiting for the half-time whistle. Chick said there would be a wee delay down there at Capel.
Half-time now, Kenny.
Half-time now, thanks to Chick Young down there. So Ross County with their noses in front. Stay with us on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. All the half-time reports to come.
Scottish football lives here.
This is Open All Mics from Sports Sound.
Go! Go!
From BBC Radio Scotland.
There's another huge night of European football this Thursday, and it's live on Sports Sound.
What a strike!
In the Europa League, Celtic host Sporting Braga. Rangers visit Austria to face Sturm Graz. Aberdeen kick off their Conference League campaign against Shakhtar Donetsk. Listen on Thursday at 5 on digital radio, or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. Our commentary match this afternoon, Celtic at home to Hibs. Let's get to our commentary team of John Collins and Liam McLeod.
Yeah, it's goalless at the interval here at a rain-soaked Celtic Park. The hosts have had loads of the ball, as you would expect them to have. I think it's not too far off being 80% in possession. They've also had plenty pops at goal. They've hit the bar a couple of times, and Salinger, towards the end of the first half, is finally being called into action as he saved from both McGregor and Iheanacho after the Nigerian earlier clipped the bar. Sirachi did likewise. It's been a dominant performance, albeit still frustrating for the manager and for the supporters here, who had a silent protest for the opening 12 minutes of the game. Hibs didn't really threaten in the final third, right up until the stoppage time period, when a header towards goal almost fell to Warren O'Hara after Carter Vickers inexplicably left it, dropped into the 6-yard box. They couldn't take advantage. Just a warning there, John Collins, for Celtic, that even though they're dominating the game, they haven't managed to get their noses in front, and we know that Hibs are generally good for a goal.
Martin Boyle at Hibs, you've got that pace at the top of the pitch. I've said it numerous times. So Hibs pinned in, Celtic dominating the game, playing some good football. Probably not worked the goalkeeper enough. That's the only disappointing thing from Brendan's point of view. Tonetke wide left, looks a threat constantly every time he gets the ball. Sirachi really impressed with his deliveries as he gets into the final third. But again, Martin Boyle, just one long ball breakaway. Celtic have got to have full concentration. Two central defenders, got to keep their eye on Boyle.
It's goalless at the break at Celtic Park.
Thank you to our commentary team there. Full second half commentary to come. Of course, Pat Bonner is on Open All Mics duty for us. Let's get to Alan Preston. Hearts against Falkirk at Tynecastle, and get the half-time report, Al.
Half-time score, Kenny. Hearts 2, Falkirk 0, and Hearts have had total domination in that opening 45 minutes. In 10 minutes, a Kingsley cross, and Ellis Milne, who's playing on the right-hand side, although he's a left-back, but doing very well with a header just wide. And then Finlay had a hit from 25 yards. Brilliant save from Scott Bain. I've got to say, Scott Bain's been exceptional. He's kept them right the scoreline down. Braga then had a header, Bain saved as well, but the opening goal came in 22 minutes, and it was wonderful play. Kizaridas playing wide on the left, beat a couple of men, cut inside, and from 25 yards unleashed an unstoppable shot right into the top corner. It was magnificent. 3 minutes later, Braga should have scored once again. Nice move between him and Kizarides, and Braga had the shot over the top of the crossbar. Then again, an exceptional save from Scott Bain. Mullen on the right hand side with his right foot whipping it to the back post. Kizarides stretching at the back, and somehow Scott Bain managed to dive to his right and knock it away for a corner. But the second goal came in the 41st minute, and it was all down to Lauren Shanklin. The ball was played to the edge of the box. Shanklin just a little bit of muscle, outpowered the centre half, and from 25 yards unleashed a right foot shot into the bottom corner for his 7th goal of the season. I think Hearts will add more in the second half, but the half-time score, Hearts 2, Falkirk 0.
Thanks to Alan Preston. Let's get to the game at Tannadice. Dundee United at home to Kilmarnock and get the half-time report from Rory Loy.
Yeah, as it stands at half-time, Kenny, at Tannadice, it's Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 1. The first shot of the game did come to the hosts. It was Dolchek down the right-hand side. He had a snapshot which was easily held by the goalkeeper. On 13 minutes, a really great run by Sapsford was picked out by Lucas Stevenson. However, his shot was blocked in the end. On 26 minutes, the opening goal of the game. Some lovely one-touch football from Kilmarnock around the edge of the box. Watson picked up a lovely position in that number 10 role. Found Anderson, who after some lovely touches around the box, the fox in the box struck low with his right foot across Kucherenko into the bottom corner, giving the goalkeeper no chance for 1-0 Kilmarnock. On 36 minutes, Savells didn't have a chance to equalise from a corner, a header at the back post which he couldn't quite get enough on. And Sapsford did hit the post with a couple of minutes to play in regulation time as well. However, ultimately he was ruled offside. Jim Goodwin will be disappointed after a relatively bright start. They've been under par and not great. He may look to his bench if it remains that way. Stuart Kettle will be delighted they've taken the lead, and he'll be looking to register their first league win of the season. So at half time it is Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 1.
Next up, Paisley, St Mirren at home to Dundee. Let's hear from Chris Doolan.
Hi Kenny, it's half time here at St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. St Mirren will be the happier of the two sides, obviously going in the front, but they've dominated the majority of this first half. A really stop-start first 10-15 minutes. The really only shot of note from Dundee, Dre Wright, after 19 minutes, hit a straight drive down the middle, was easily dealt with by Shamal George, but it was all St Mirren after that. You know, Gogic had a shot for the edge of the box from a long throw from Phillips that was cleared to the edge of the box, and he struck it well. Good save from McCracken. At 27 minutes, there was another long ball played forward, and the two strikers of Mandron and the Younger causing all sorts of problems for the back line. They combine, and it was flicked on by Mandron. A Younger gets onto it with his left foot, and he hits a great drive, which was well saved by McCracken down to his left. But the goal came in 39 minutes. Phillips, Idaho gets inside the box, he cuts it back, it finds its way all the way back to about 16 yards out, and with a left-footed drive, a fantastic left-footed drive, he drills it into the bottom corner to put St Mirren rightly in front. And at half-time here in Paisley, it's St Mirren 1, Dundee 0.
We are covering one game in the Championship today. That game is at Capello. Morton at home to Ross County. The half-time report from Chick Young.
Yeah, and that game sees Ross County lead Morton by a goal to 0. It came after 18 minutes, penalty kick, Stonewall penalty, I have to say. It was Fraser brought to the ground, and Rory the Hale, outstanding player in the park, stepped up confidently, penalty kick. Although I have to say that the Morton goalkeeper James Storer wasn't that far away from getting it. He got a hand on it, but the power of the shot took it into the back of the net, and Ross County 1-0 ahead. We've had very serious injuries. A couple of players. Cammy McPherson seemed to dislocate his shoulder. He had to go off and replaced by Cammy Blues. And Ross Docherty, with a pretty bad tackle for which he was booked, injured himself and had to come off. He was replaced by Jamie Lindsay into that first half as well. Neither of these teams have recorded a victory so far. Morton, of course, imagine the good old days of the football pools. They would have been very much the punters' favourites. 7 draws so far. They need to get a goal in the second half, at least, if they're going to get another draw on the cards. Ross County the better team in the first half without a shadow of a doubt. Half time here, it is Morton 0, Ross County 1.
So in the Premiership, Celtic 0, Hibs 0, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 1, Hearts 2, Falkirk 0, St Mirren 1, Dundee 0, 5:45 start. Motherwell at home to Aberdeen. In the Championship, Ayr United 4, Airdrie 1, Dunfermline Athletic 0, Partick Thistle 2, the Powers down to 10 men, Morton 0, Ross County 1, Queen's Park 1, St Johnstone 1, Wraith Rovers 0, Arbroath 0. In Scottish League 1, Cove Rangers 0, Kelty Hearts 1, Hamilton Accies 1, Stennismuir 0, Inverness Carry Thistle 1, East Fife 1, Montrose 0, Queen of the South 0, Peterhead 2, Alloa Athletic 1. Into League 2, Annan Athletic 2, East Kilbride 1, Dumbarton 0, Stranraer 1, Edinburgh City 0, Falkirk Athletic 1, Elgin City 1, Spartans 1, Stirling Albion 0, Clyde 2. And in England, full-time score, Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. Half-time scores, Chelsea 1, Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 0, Leeds United 1, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 1, Burnley 1, Nottingham Forest against Sunderland. That's a 5:30 start. 8 o'clock, Spurs at home to Wolves. Tom English and Billy Dodds alongside me here in the studio, just looking across the latest scores. Billy, we've got all the pictures coming into the studio here. Hibs have offered very little, you'd have to say, in the game at Celtic Park, but David Gray will be absolutely delighted.
He will. I mean, getting to, Pat was describing some of the chances, clipped the crossbar a couple of times. You're going to get that, you're going to expect that as a Hibs manager, a Hibs team going to Parkhead. But also said to you, the phases of play are the phases of time through the game, phases of the game, getting to half time is a huge thing for Hibs, and with the goals have been leaking to keep a clean sheet as well. So yeah, the longer the clock counts down, then you put Celtic under pressure to win the game, and that's where Hibs would have wanted it.
Hearts look very comfortable and actually very good this afternoon, don't they?
A team full of confidence. Falkirk have got something about them as a spirit, but we've also said that they're not particularly great at the back as well. But I have to say, the 2 goals that Alan described have been brilliant.
Yeah.
That shows you where Hearts are mentally, Kenny. I mean, the strike from Kizarides and then Lauren Shanklin's strike, you've got to watch them tonight in Sports Scene. It's 2 brilliantly struck shots and 2 fine goals.
Yeah, tune in for them this evening. I'm not saying it'd be a huge shock, but a bit of a shock in the cards at Tannadice right now, Billy.
We talked about Kelly's away form, even to go there, and we talked about how Dundee United are doing really well, how their new players have fitted right in, some great results, winning midweek. Maybe they're a little bit tired today, if you want to make excuses, but Kelly have capitalised on that. It was a fine goal from Bruce Anderson, one touch play. I think it was from Polworth, and Watson laid off to Anderson, who struck it in the bottom corner. So yeah, Kilmarnock, if they can hold on for the next 45, that's a huge result.
And St Mirren doing what St Mirren do. They're ahead against Dundee, and it's a live table, it's early days, but right now they're third in the table. It's remarkable.
Are you surprised though?
No.
You just said it, you described it perfectly, isn't it? St Mirren do what St Mirren do. It's been a tough old game, both teams having parts of it, but when it comes to the bit, St Mirren hit a shot, and Killian Phillips falling in from a midfield run, just a quick 5-yard dart, and pokes it in the bottom corner with his right foot to put them ahead at the break. And
Chick is down at Capello for us. Ross County on course for a much needed 3 points. It's been a struggle for them this season.
Sorry, Tony. I'm sure we're going to agree with you. But Tony Docherty needs to get a win. They've probably been worthy of the lead they've got. But I know, just to pick out one player, Ronan Hale again. I mean, he's outstanding. I don't know why. And I spoke to. I think it was, what game was that? Dunfermline match. He scored twice, and Roy McGregor said to me, "Don't you go praising him at the heavens. We're trying to hang on to him, you know." But he is an outstanding player, Bill, isn't he? He's just a quality striker.
No, he is. Chick, I thought you were away for a pie, wee man, but you were still hanging on there.
I know
that. Yes, and I know that's no true. Yeah, but you're right in pointing out Ronan Hale. I mean, I thought he was going to go after last season, probably at the start of the season. They've hung on to him through that transfer window. He's an important player for them, especially where they find themselves, Chick, where, second bottom of the league, have to start climbing up, and he's going to score some goals, and he's going to have to if Ross County want to start climbing that championship.
Got all the pictures coming into the studio here. We can see the players coming back out in Paisley, still waiting for the players to come out at Tynecastle, and they're underway at Tannadice, and I think we can just hear the music that signals the return of the players there at Celtic Park. That is the first of our commentary matches this afternoon. Remember, 5:45 start. What a game it should be at Fir Park. Motherwell at home to Aberdeen. Once again, a choice of listening on BBC Radio Scotland for full commentary of Celtic against Hibs with Liam McLeod and John Collins. tune to Radio Scotland Extra online at bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland. BBC Sounds and 810 Media Wave is open all nights you want. You'll find us on 92 to 95 FM online and BBC Sounds.
Scottish football lives here.
This is Sports Sound.
That is a beautiful finish!
From BBC Radio Scotland.
That is massive!
Hello there to listeners on Extra, on 810 Medium Wave and on digital. The second half of Celtic Hibs is up and coming. Hibs having to go to their bench for a second time. Chaiwa is going to be replaced by Chris Cadden for the start of the second half. I don't think that comes as a huge surprise. It allows Josh Mulligan to move back into his more favoured midfield position as well. As Celtic prepare to kick off the second half, going right to left in the green and white hoops. Hibs in their changed colours, the yellow shirts, green shorts, and Don Robertson blows the first whistle and Celtic get the second half underway. No changes for them. As McCowan rolls it out to Tenecti and then back to Sarachi, who goes back to Liam Scales. John Collins, talk us through that Hibs change.
Nothing. Chris Carders went back into the right wing back zone and Mulligans went into the middle of the pitch. Same shape though. No surprise, they've dropped back into that block straight away. Hibs, 5 at the back, 3 in the middle and 2 up front. Nice and compact.
There's McGregor for Celtic, square ball for Sarachi. He's got Tenecti on the left hand side, well read there by Cadden. It was a bit telegraphed, to be fair. Celtic come forward again. Sarachi up to the edge of the box, right footed pass, the left angle of the area for McCowan. Celtic go right to left in this second half, as they tend to do here, towards the Jockstein stand. It's Tenecti, left angle of the area, and Sarachi is an overlapping option, uses him, first time left foot ball whipped across the penalty box, reaches Maida on the other side of it, short ball to Ralston, looks up, bends the cross ball in, Tenecti wins the header but he's well off target, a little bit off balance, and it goes behind for the goal kick to Hibs.
Good play from Celtic, switching it from side to side. Ralston up there, whips the ball in, a little bit high for Tenecti at the back post. Never quite got his timing right.
Just 2 wins in 27 meetings for Hibs against Celtic, and they've only won 6 of the last 59 going further back, and 5 of them are at Easter Road, and as we know haven't been successful here with regards to victories in more than 15 years.
I'll always say to beat Celtic here at Celtic Park you need to play very, very well and get a little bit of luck.
Scales out to Tenecti on the near side. Perhaps those efforts in the first half crashing off the bar is the luck they need. Celtic starting the second half positively here. It's Carter Vickers forward to Engels, back to McGregor, eases it out to the left hand side for Sarachi, low ball into the box. It's McCowan on the turn, his effort blocked by Hanley there, claiming for a penalty for handball. If they start giving penalties for that, then the game is truly gone. There's Sarachi square in field to McGregor, and now with Ralston out it comes to Engels on the right hand side. In field, Ralston forward to Maida, back to Ralston, then back to McGregor, forward to McCowan, square to Sarachi, to the left angle of the box for Tenecti. Now he's taking on Chris Cadden, looking to get to the byline, does so, clips it across, just a bit too high for Iheanacho. Ralston couldn't quite get there, Campbell got there first and knocks it out for a throw-in over on the far side to Celtic, who are putting the pressure on early in the second half here.
Once again Tenecti getting to the byline, delivering a good ball at the back post, just a little bit too high for Iheanacho at the back post.
McGregor clips it in, Iheanacho in the 6-yard area, and the flag's up anyway, couldn't get anything on it, and it's back in the gloves of Salinger. Continues in goal, it is Schmeichel in goal for Celtic, Ralston, Carter Vickers, Scales and Sarachi, Engels, McGregor, McCowan, Maida, Tenecti, Iheanacho.
Can't keep the ball, Hibs. You keep giving the ball away, you'll end up losing the match. You can't keep giving it back so easily, so quickly to Celtic.
This is how they started the first half, wasn't it? They kind of grew into it a little bit, but Engels looks up, low ball into the box, looking for Iheanacho. It's cut out well there by Celtic, by Hibs rather, and it's cleared there by Iredale and out off a Celtic player for a Hibs throw-in. over on the far side.
In fairness, every time Celtic lose the ball to Hibs, Celtic put them on straight onto a press and make them play a rush pass forward. So good work from Celtic out of possession as well.
Home debuts for several of those Celtic players. They haven't played a game here for a month. Been on their travels. A long throw in from Iredale, headed back forward by a Celtic head, but it breaks to Mulligan in the midfield, rolls it forward to Bowie, but he's not able to make it stick, and out with Sirachi in the centre circle, and he crosses the halfway line, bounding forward and playing it out to this left-hand side for Tenecti. Tenecti then in field to McCowan, back to Sirachi, now Tenecti at the byline, pulls it back, chance! Blocked and wide! Huge chance. Celtic looking to make the breakthrough, goes behind for the corner. It's the effort at goal from between the penalty spot and the 6-yard line goes wide.
Again, fantastic play down here on the left-hand side. Sirachi, Tenecki, superb, getting to the byline, great cut back, lifts his head at the right time, cuts it back, should have been a goal.
Corner coming for Celtic, Engels into the 6-yard area, and Iheanacho at the back post heads it over. It's going to be one of those days for the champions. It stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0 on 50.
Good start to the second half from Celtic's point of view. Lots of good play, moving the ball really quick, getting that penetration, getting to the byline, where we've criticised them earlier in the season. Wide players not doing enough.
So no goals. And we'll endeavour to keep you up to date with what's going on across the country elsewhere as we go along here at Celtic Park. As Campbell pinches it off Ralston over on the far side. Hearts have gone 3-0 up now against Falkirk. And it's just gone in. I haven't quite got the goal scorer as yet, but Hearts making little work of Falkirk as Obita knocks it through to Campbell. Looked offside and was, and the flag was up early on this occasion.
Easy one for the linesman, the two of them were well offside. Nice to see him get his flag up early for a change.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that there. It's Craig Halkett who's got the third Hearts goal. Hearts 3, Falkirk 0 at Tynecastle. A brilliant start to the campaign it's been for Derek McInnes and his Hearts players. Of course, they've got that derby to come next Saturday evening as the ball rolls under Tenecti's foot and out for a throw-in on the near side. What an event that one could be. Hearts will be looking to make a big statement, John, against Hibs next Saturday in the capital.
It's a big one next week through in Edinburgh. Hearts absolutely flying.
Throw in here for Hibs on this near side, level the edge of the D. O'Hara back to Hanley, goes back to his goalkeeper. Salinger plays it short there to Iredale at the edge of his box. Comes away with it, but his pass out to the left, cut out by Maida. Maida is driving forward, pulls it back to McGregor at the edge of the box. He shoots low towards the bottom right corner, and Salinger holds on pretty comfortably on this occasion.
That's more like the Maida we've seen last season, winning the ball, head up, looking really sharp. Good cut back to Carl McGregor. Just the shot not quite powerful enough to trouble the goalkeeper.
We'll go through all the scores in the SPFL. Suitable break and play here at Celtic Park. You can get the score lines at any time at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland. Motherwell Aberdeen to come at 5:45 in Lanarkshire. Swept back by Engels to the edge of the centre circle for Scales. Low ball with the left foot out to Tenecti on this left hand side, up against Cadden, level with the penalty spot, looking to use Sirachi in the overlap, but his pass is wayward and Cadden sees it behind for the goal kick, and it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0 on 53 minutes.
Hibs will be happy to get past that opening period without conceding. The question now is, can they get a little bit of possession? Can they take the sting out of the game?
And we've got a short goal kick coming here, which is taken by Iredale, back to his keeper, who then clips it up towards the left hand side, and they've got a free kick out of that as well as Kilmarnock go 2-0 up at Tannadice through Robbie Dees. Dreadful away record, Kilmarnock, going back over pretty much since they came back up, and that would be some result. And Dundee United have been in good shape recently. The pass there towards O'Hara was a little bit short, but it comes off to Tenecti and out for a throw-in on this near side. So Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 2, Hearts 3, Falkirk 0, St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. That late kick-off to come, and of course it is goalless here at Celtic Park. In the Championship, Ayr United 4, Airdrieonians 1, Dunfermline 0, Partick Thistle 2, Morton 0, Ross County 1, Queen's Park 1, St Johnstone 1, and Raith Rovers 1, Arbroath 0. League 1, Cove 0, Kelty 1, Hamilton 1, Stennismuir 0, Cali Thistle 1, East Fife 1, Montrose and Queen of the South are goalless, Peterhead 2, Alloa 1. Celtic coming forward here, up towards the edge of the Hibs box, get to League 2 in a moment. Tenecty towards the byline, this cross again's overhit with the left foot, it sails out for a throw-in over on the other side. League 2 then, Annan 2, East Kilbride 1, Dumbarton 1, Stranraer 1, Edinburgh City 0, Forfar 1, Elgin City 1, Spartans 1, Stirling Albion 0, Clyde 2. Just a little bit of overzealous play in the final third from Celtic from the wide areas this afternoon.
Just a little bit of disappointment there. Tenetke's done ever so well, got to the byline again, but he just overhit it to the back post. But never criticise a winger for getting to the byline. It's shown positivity, wanting to try and make things happen, no passing the buck.
Throw in Hibs over on the left hand side, bowled forward by Iredale, flicked up to the halfway line by Obita. Breaks back into Celtic possession though, McCowan does well. Now it's a chance to find Sarachi, finds Tenecty on the left taking on Cadden. Uses Sarachi again, the left hand side, fires it back to the edge of the area. McGregor leaves it for Ralston. Ralston square to McGregor. To the left angle of the box for Tenecty. The referee is blown for a free kick given against Luke McCowan for an off the ball challenge in Cadden.
He's obviously saw something, the referee. McGowan's not too happy about it.
He is not. The Celtic midfielder. And they're taking their time to get the ball for the Hibs players here, and the Celtic fans unhappy with the length of time it's taking to take this free kick. The Celtic bench: Sinsalo, Nigren, Balikwisha, Kenny, Bernardo, Murray, Forrest, Donovan and Tierney, incidentally. John.
Grant Hanley there, he just kicked the ball at the pitch, wasting time. The referee doesn't do anything to him.
Here's Engels, right-footed, scoops the ball forward towards Iheanacho, comes all the way through to O'Hara, rolls it back to Salinger. He'll clip it out to that left-hand side. Beta chasing after it, never really in control, and his ball up the line is gone straight to Ralston, who finds McCowan. McCowan's low ball to the edge of the D for Iheanacho. Finds Sarachi, stabs it to Tenecty, right-footed, swings the cross in, headed away by Obita. Hibs are onto it here. On the near side, it's Mulligan, but it goes out of play off him last for a Celtic throw-in. They're asking for trouble, Hibs, sometimes when they're playing it out from the back. It's a little slack ball there from out to the left-hand side. It wasn't actually Obita's fault initially, though. It was he who gave it away, ultimately.
What happens is they're all in their defensive position, stay nice and compact, you win it, and then one or two players just stay in their defensive position rather than moving to create a pass for their teammates.
57 on the clock, Celtic 0, Hibs 0. It's with Carter Vickers right of the centre circle, slipping it to Scales. Now with McGregor. Goes to the right for Ralston, then down the touchline, Daizen Maida. Taking on Obita. The right angle of the box, Maida finds McGregor, left-footed, low ball to the left to Tenecty, and now Sarachi. It's promising this for Celtic, as it fired across by Sarachi, and no takers. Despite the best efforts of Iheanacho and Maida, it goes out for a throw-in on the opposite side of the pitch for Hibs. It stays 0-0. It's fantastic play by Sarachi on the left.
Great piece of football from Celtic, moving the ball one side of the pitch to the other. Great overlap from Sarachi, gets the byline again, whips it beautifully into the 6-yard box, just begging to be tapped home, and Iheanacho missing it by inches. It's just a matter of time before a goal comes.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a good sign for the Hibs supporters who are here and who are listening across the country just now as the rain continues to tumble down from the grey skies above this area of the country under a yellow weather warning for rain and floods just now until the early hours, I think, as Hibs take a free kick over on the far side, but it's a big switch, which is straight back into Celtic possession with Sarachi. Forward to Tenekti, and Cadden gets the touch and knocks it out for a Celtic throw-in on the near side. Looks like this could be a promising combo between these two, Sarachi and Tenekti.
Yeah, they've linked up really well from kick-off. Sarachi's got a great appetite to get forward.
He's on it here. Rolls it out wide left for Tenekti, up against Cadden. On his right side here, dancing along the 18-yard line. Eventually he passes it there to Ralston on the right. Ralston's ball in is cleared by Barlaser. Carter Vickers onto it. I mean, there's just one tactic for Hibs right now, and that's to try and soak up as much of the Celtic pressure as is possible and still be in the game.
Yeah,
when they come through this storm.
Again, they'll be happy at the result, but it's a long end to this last half hour if you just keep running about, not getting a touch of the ball.
Celtic fans unhappy with every pass that goes back the way.
Well, they're demanding. They're just desperate to see a goal.
They absolutely are. Liam Scales moving it to his right for Carter Vickers, and then out to the touchline for Engels, pushing it forward first time, looking for Maida. Iredale knocks it out for a Celtic throw-in, level with the edge of the D of the Hibs box. Over in front of the north stand. Ralston with it. Is it straight to Iredale, but he can only toe it out for another Celtic throw-in. This time it's level with the 6-yard line.
I think you'll see a substitution soon, I'm sure, from Celtic.
There's a couple warming up right now. Comes to McCowan at the edge of the box, turns it back to Sarachi, lines up the shot, it's blocked there by O'Hara, and it spins out for a throw into Celtic on this near side. Tenekti takes it quickly and finds Sarachi, rolls it back to Scales, has it under control here. Scales and squares it to Carter Vickers, who'll then roll it out to Ralston on the right, and then Maida on the touchline. Maida forward to Engels, up, gets the cross in, comes off a Hibs defender and cleared. It was Iredale. Low ball to the edge of the box for McCowan. Vita is there and gets in the way of it, and Hibs come away with Mulligan rolled out to the left side, and Iredale with a big switch out to Cadden. That's better from Hibs. Cadden's onto it, up against Tenekti, turns away from goal and rolls it back into his own half for O'Hara, who goes back to Hanley, then back to Salinger. I mean, a draw is a cracking result for Hibs this afternoon. If you come here and get a draw, you're more than happy. If you win the game, it's outstanding, obviously. But a draw is not to be sniffed at. You're the visiting team here.
That's for sure.
Celtic come forward with Engels, short to Maida, back to Ralston. And then McGregor. Square there to Sarachi, out to Tenekti on this near side as Celtic try and find a way through. Tenekti, a little back heel, McCowan level with the penalty spot, he's taking it to the byline, it's the cross in, again a bit too loopy, but Engels at the back post heads it back towards the 6-yard line where Hibs head clear. Trying to keep it in play on the far side, and Mulligan has done just that.
Tremendous.
Celtic give it back again.
Carl McGregor once again, tremendous play. Never gives the ball away, always wants it, always available for his teammates, keeps the ball moved quickly, doesn't dwell in it.
His standards seldom drop. Callum McGregor. I mean, he is very rarely below a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, week in, week out. You know, he's a manager's dream. You know, and a teammate's dream. Always wants the ball. Always looks to play forward if he can.
He's on it here in the anchor roll. Turns it out to Ralston on that right side. Forward to Maida. Obita holding him off though, and as well in the end there, Jordan Obita. Hibs have it back here with Barlaser, who goes down and wins the free kick for a foul by Ralston. Hibs free kick, and that'll just settle them down a little bit and give their defenders a bit of a breather. 63 minutes just about played. Celtic nil, Hibs nil.
I think it'll be Maeda will be coming off.
Rodgers is pointing to his subs. He's wanting two. I think Nygren and Forrest are going to be on, John.
I think Engels and Maeda will be off.
It was interesting listening to Brendan Rodgers in his pre-match interview talking about how they didn't strengthen the right wing area, and that's why Maida started the match today. James Forrest still got plenty to give, obviously, but he's not the kind of player at the stage of career he's at where he's going to start every week.
No, I think James is going to be a good bench player. Come on, the last 20 minutes, opposition's tired. He's capable of opening teams up with little passes, keeps the ball, very rarely gives it away.
He's still got that pace as well.
Not quite the blistering pace
No.
he once had, but he's still sharp. I think that's the word, he's still sharp.
Carter Vickers then square there to Scales. Scales rolls it out to this left-hand side for Tenecti. Level with the Hibs 18-yard line. Tenecti taking on Cadden. He's on his right side here, looking to knock it back to Sirachi. Sirachi gets enough on it to find McGregor. Try to stab it through, and an opportunity for Sirachi. Across it comes, and Iheanacho touches it home, but there is an offside flag, which rules it out for now. 64 played, Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
Be interesting to see. Tight, but in fairness, the flag went up quick. He's got the best view in the stadium, hasn't he?
He's got a better view than we do.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Chris Ray, the assistant over on the north stand side, had the flag up there. See Iheanacho turned it home, but clearly this is where the danger's coming for Hibs. It's down their right side of defence.
Yeah, I've said that from kick-off. This is Celtic's strongest part of the team.
Well, we'll wait to see how tight this is, and we don't have monitors ourselves, so we're unable to tell you anything other than stoppage in play is currently underway as they check the disallowed goal.
Do they check it automatically?
No, they don't have the semi-automated here, so they have to draw the lines. In fact, the lines are being drawn right now, so it must be tight.
Oh.
So we wait to see if Celtic have a lead here. The anticipation in the crowd. They certainly deserve the lead given their performance. And this would be a savage blow for Hibs, but that is confirmed as an offside decision, no goal. Game on. I'm just getting a chance to see a little video of it there on a phone, and it looks like the correct decision was made and offside, so no goal. So Celtic will have to go again in search of this opener. Engels will come off and will be replaced by Nygren. Iheanacho it is who's coming off, John, rather than Maida, who will now go through the middle as Forrest replaces him.
Maybe he's not played a lot of football the last 12 months in Iheanacho, so probably just looking a little bit tired.
Hibs are going to make a change. Thibaut Clige is going to come on for Boyle, and they're going to bring Dylan Levitt on for Barlaza. So the record signing Clige coming on.
Well, we haven't seen too much of him, but he's sharp. He looks sharp over the ground. Lots of pace, trickery.
Well, that's as much as Celtic are pressing, John, particularly since the interval. We're heading towards the final quarter of it at 0-0. That's a real let-off for Hibs, but that might be the spur for them to go on and try and drive something out of this match.
Well, they've been defending for so long in the game. The low averages Celtic will eventually score here at Celtic Park. It's very rare they don't, and as the game goes on, Hibs will get tired because Celtic will be relentless.
And the offside flag goes up against Hibs this time, and it's Josh Campbell, who scored here before. So Celtic 0, Hibs 0 here, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 2, Hearts 3, Falkirk 0, St Mirren 1, Dundee 0. It's the story of the Premiership, highlights of all those matches on Sports Scene this evening, including this one, and including the later kick-off between Motherwell and Aberdeen as Don Robertson gives Hibs a free kick. Midway inside their own half here, and as you heard, the Celtic supporters were very unhappy with that decision.
From here it looked a little bit soft, but again the referee was the closest one.
Championship, Ayr 4, Airdrieonians 2 now, Dunfermline 0, Partick Thistle 2, Morton 0, Ross County 1, Queen's Park 1, St Johnstone 1. Raith Rovers are now 2-0 up at home to Arbroath. League 1, Cove 0, Kelty 1, Hamilton 1, Stennismuir 0, Cally Thistle 3, East Fife 1. That's I think a couple of quick fire goals have given the Highlanders the lead back there. It is Montrose 1, Queen of the South 0. That deadlock broken there at Links Park. Peterhead 2, Alloa 1. League 2, it is Annan 2, East Kilbride 1, Dumbarton 1, Stranraer 1, Edinburgh City 0, Forfar 1, Elgin 1, Spartans 2, Stirling Albion 0, Clyde 3. Celtic coming forward on the right with the ball in field given away straight to Levitt. Back to O'Hara. In field it goes to Mulligan. Back to O'Hara, who's got the captain's armband now with Martin Boyle, one of those to come off there. Bowie had his shirt pulled. It's going to be a free kick and indeed a yellow card as well.
It's the right
Liam
decision.
Scales.
He pulled the jersey, he was right. Bowie did very well, he spun him and he was away. Probably a good foul to give away from Liam Scales.
69 minutes into this game, Hibs have got to believe they can go on and win this match now.
Well, I don't know about win it, but we've got to get up the pitch. You know what, you've seen it so many times before, a team completely dominating, all of a sudden opposition goes up the park, one chance, one goal. They've hardly been up the pitch the whole second half. Have they been in Celtic's box? This will be the first time. Good delivery required.
Yeah, Levitt with it, right footed, pings it to the left hand side of the box. Hanley wins the first header, it almost dropped to Campbell, does drop to Cleege at the edge of the box. He shoots, it's blocked by Scales. Got plenty behind that, did Cleege. And now on this right hand side it's Mulligan taking on Sarachi. Mulligan stays on his feet under pressure, does well, and rolls it back to Levitt. And now it's Cadden, and now it's Hanley. This is the most Hibs have seen the ball since half time, perhaps even the entire match. They've got it wide in the left. In comes the cross. Carter Vickers makes the block and gets it away. And then the help of McGregor and Ralston, and out to Nygren on the right hand side. And back to Ralston, who goes back to Carter Vickers. Goalless at Celtic Park. It's going to be a slick surface now with the rain continuing to tip down onto it. Here comes Celtic down the right with Nygren. Infield against Campbell, midway inside the Hibs half. It's Nygren for Sarachi, who rolls it low out to this left hand side for Tenecti. Up against Cadden. Little drop of the shoulder on the right, then on the left, then he drives it across from the bylines, blocked by O'Hara. McGregor gets on to it, now it's with Sarachi. If Hibs emerge with anything from this, it's going to be so hard fought. Here comes Tenecti, then McGregor in the overlap at the byline. His little ball back is blocked. They're claiming handball in the penalty area. Don Robertson unmoved at the moment, though Celtic feel that they're going to be getting a penalty here as Bowie's caught by Carter Vickers, who might go into the book along with Scales. Don Robertson has booked Carter Vickers, so both Celtic centre-backs have been yellow carded in the last couple of minutes. Celtic 0, Hibs 0. But just before that, Celtic wanted a penalty, which they're still asking for.
It'd be interesting to look at it.
Well, no sign of a hold and play right now, other than the fact Kieran Bowie is down after that challenge by Carter Vickers. Is the booking fair? I think Celtic feel it should never have come to that. They think they should have had a penalty, so there shouldn't be a phase of play where their player was getting booked.
I think it was a fair booking. Carter Vickers went to ground. He might have got the ball, but he also got the player.
More alterations for Celtic coming. They've checked that, so no penalty according to the VAR, and Carter Vickers joins Scales in the book. 18 minutes of the 90 to play. We'll wait to see what the Celtic changes will be as Levitt clips a free kick with the right foot to the edge of the Celtic box, away by Carter Vickers, who gave it away in the first place. Cadden goes back to Levitt, right-footed, angle ball, left-hand side. It's Maida got a header on it, hit it back across his own penalty area, but the offside flag goes up anyway. And it will be a Celtic free kick, and it stays 0-0. How do you see these last 15-20 minutes, John?
Well, Hibs players, they'll be really happy. 0-0 here at Celtic Park. All of a sudden you'll hear the groans from the stands now a little bit. And Hibs they always look dangerous on the break, don't they? You always feel they can get away, and Celtic are pushing so high up, controlling the game. There's always that space in behind them.
Tenecti on the left hand side of the Hibs box, he dances into the area, he shoots a goal, and it's wild, it's wide, and it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0 on 73 minutes.
So that there is what Tenecti's got to improve on. As he comes in, he creates a space, he gets away from his player, he's got to be able to bend it in that top corner more often and hit the target, because he gets into those great positions at the corner of the box.
Here come the Celtic changes. Balikwisha, Johnny Kenny, both coming on here. Might be 3 changes for the home team. Off is coming Maida, off is coming Tenekti, and off is coming McCowan. And the other change for Celtic is Bernardo.
As I'm watching that game, I wouldn't have been replacing Tenekti. It looks like he's having fun, it looks like he's fresh, doesn't look tired at all.
Yeah, if you're David Gray, you're delighted with that, aren't you?
Absolutely, and the right back. Oh, I tell you what, Chris Carden will be so happy seeing him get off the pitch.
0-0 then, heading towards the closing stages. It is a long ball from Grant Hanley for Hibs, comes off the head of Scales, breaks Carter Vickers' way, pushes it to his right there for Ralston. Ralston takes it up towards the halfway line, and with the left foot turns it to the right for Nygren, who's got Forrest up the line. Steady rolls it back in field to Ralston, and back to Nygren. Celtic have made their changes. Brendan Rodgers tries to shake 3 points out of this one. It's over on the right, it's Ralston, his cross takes a deflection, loops high into the air in the box, headed away by Hanley. Scales gets onto the edge of the area, gets a second chance at it. Now it's Sarachi who picks up on this left hand side, rolls it in field to McGregor, now with Nygren to McGregor, to Carter Vickers, out to Ralston on the right hand side, to Forrest on the touchline. 15 to play, Forrest on the right, gets his cross ins, headed away by Hanley, and out for a throw in to Celtic, level with the Hibs 18-yard line on the north stand side. The Celtic right as they attack the goal to the left. Bowled back to Carter Vickers, then in field to McGregor, and to Carter Vickers again, down the line for Ralston, in field to Forrest. Forrest gets some space, knocks it through to Bernardo, might get a second chance, he's at the byline and it goes behind. Goal kick off the Celtic man last, and it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
All credit to Hibs, they're keeping their shape, they're all working their socks off. Just that final shot from Celtic, that final finish, that's all they've lacked today. They've played some terrific football, got into some great positions, getting to the byline, cutbacks so often. Whereas normally with so many cutbacks you'd expect goals.
But David Gray won't be getting too excited at this moment in time, because he knows that Celtic are capable of scoring at any moment, and they're obviously, they love a late goal here, don't they? So St Mirren look like they might be getting out with a draw on the opening day of the league season. Luke McCowan popped up with the late winner, so you would not be putting it past Celtic to find a way through eventually.
Well, what you know Celtic will do, they'll keep going, they'll keep asking questions.
There's Forrest down the right, looking for Nygren, cut out by Levitt. That's exactly why he's on the pitch. Finds Campbell, out left for Obita, swings it forward there to Cleege. He's unable to control it though. Now it's with McGregor. Celtic come again, chip ball forward, looking to try and get it through to Balikwisha, but it bounces away from him and all the way back through to Salinger, who picks the ball up belatedly. Just to waste a few more seconds off that clock, which is about to tick on to 77 minutes. Hibs are 13 minutes plus stoppages away from a productive point here. You can't see them scoring and winning the match, but a draw would be absolutely fine for Dave Gray. He's down there just trying to gee his troops up. And one last big effort. Whenever you come here as a visiting team, you need a lot of things to go your way. Celtic have forced a few saves from Salinger, they've hit the bar a couple of times as well. Those are the kind of little moments that you need to go your way if you're going to be able to take anything from a fixture here. Nygren out to Forrest over on the right side of the Hibs box. Misunderstanding as he pulled it back. It's going straight to Cleege at the edge of his own penalty area here. He just digs it out, looking to try and get Bowie involved. It's been a thankless task for Kieran Bowie today though. Scales wins it, finds Sarachi. Now it's with Paolo Bernardo. He'll shift it to his right for Ralston. Ralston looks up, finds Forrest on the right side, met by Obita. Infield to Nygren, back to Forrest, back to Nygren. Looks up, gets the cross in, but it's way too close to Salinger, who holds on. And it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0. Are they going to find a way through this afternoon, John Collins?
Well, as I said, when Toneki was here in the wide left, every time he got the ball, I'm sitting here thinking he's going to make something happen. He's off the pitch now. Since he left the left-hand side, there's been nothing.
Hibs have it up the other end here. Obita to Campbell. Midway inside the Celtic half, over on the Hibs left. Rolls it back into his own half for Iredale. And back to his goalkeeper. His manager's not happy with that. He wanted it played forward. Perhaps senses that they have an opportunity here to pick up all 3 points themselves, having weathered the storm for much of this match. Heading towards its closing act here. And Celtic over on that far side with Nygren. Support there from Forrest. Forrest will give it back out to the right hand side for Ralston. Ralston, and again a misunderstanding, this time with Forrest, and it's seen behind for the goal kick by Josh Campbell. He's done a good job since coming on.
Yep, he's worked, followed his runners. Defensively, Hibs have been excellent, as in their work ethic. They're staying compact, they're not becoming detached from one another. Last 10 minutes, can they keep at it, Hibs?
Well, they've been keeping at it pretty much since the start of the match.
So sometimes when you put so many subs as Celtic have, it just disrupts the flow. And at this moment in time, looks like it has.
Scales knocking it out for a Hibs throw-in over on the far side. Meantime, midway inside Celtic territory, we have hit 80 minutes. 80 minutes on the clock. No goals as yet. Will there be a victor today? It is taken short by Obita to Levitt, back into his own half for Iredale. Long ball forward, Cleege chasing after it, and he's offside anyway. A real waste from a Hibs point of view. He had it deep right enough, but Cleege completely mistimed his run. He's got the pace, he perhaps doesn't even need to get that head start going. It's Carter Vickers for Celtic. Squares it to Scales. And a short ball to Carter Vickers. It's now with Bernardo. And then Serachi on the left side. Balikwisha ahead of him. Now he's on it. Level with the penalty spot. Balikwisha turns in field. It's the left angle of the box. Celtic fans yet to see the best of him. He's found McGregor though at the byline. Pulls it back. Chance Nygren. Shot blocked. Breaks to Bernardo's effort saved brilliantly by Salinger. Throws himself to his left. And out it goes for the throw into Celtic, level with the Hibs 18-yard line over on the far side.
Tremendous strike for, I think it was Bernardo, and a good save from the keeper.
Celtic come again. Ralston back to Nygren. Nygren to Carter Vickers. And it's got the Celtic fans interested again. There's Nygren at the right angle of the box. No ball in field to Bernardo, to Nygren looking for Kenny, who tried to force it through, but it's blocked. Now Serachi, little ball over the top, but it comes all the way through to Salinger. He's made 3 decent saves in this match, justifying the decision to put him in ahead of Jordan Smith. John?
Yeah, he's done everything right. Distribution could have been a little bit better at times early in the game for me, but he's made his saves at big moments.
If you're heading to Fir Park or you're interested, I'll bring you the team news from Motherwell Aberdeen in just a moment. As Forrest comes forward for Celtic, Nygren, early ball is going to go behind harmlessly for the goal kick. It just isn't happening right now for Celtic. Hibs have a man down just now, so there'll be a little stoppage. So we'll bring you those teams from Fir Park. From Motherwell, Callum Ward in goal, O'Donnell, Gordon, on loan Celt, Welsh, Longalo, Watt, Fadinger, Said, Charles Cook. We've got the winner between the sides last week, Masvinisse and Stamatolopoulos. Aberdeen, well, 3 centre-backs in there, as they did in the Scottish Cup final. Yemi Telin has changed the system. Mitov in goal, Devlin, Canuster, Milne, Tobers and Gyamfi. First appearance of the season for Christos Tobers. Shinnie and Palaversa will sit with Auschich and Carlson either side of Nisbet. And that is the Aberdeen team as they look for their first win in the league and first goal in the league this season. Haven't scored in the league since the final day of last term. O'Hara, the Hibs captain, bowls it towards Bowie in the box, pulls it back, Cleege slips, allows Celtic to clear, and then bounces out for a Hibs throw-in off O'Hara on this near side. The throw-in taken by Sirachi quickly to McGregor. A draw simply is not enough for Celtic. For Hibs, it would be absolutely fine when they're getting closer and closer to that outcome. But here's Ralston for Celtic. Long ball forward, cut out by Iredale. His clearance goes straight to Callum McGregor. Feeds Nygren to the right. Nygren then out to the overlapping Forrest. Low ball across, is cut out by Hanley and behind for a Celtic corner. It is goalless here.
Game's being stretched now. Gaps appearing.
They are indeed. The Hibs are so close now to taking a point from this one that David Gray will be demanding concentration just for another 6 minutes plus stoppage, perhaps another 10 minutes to play. In comes the corner from Nygren, off the head of Bowie, back towards his own goal. Hanley half away, not decisive. It's with McGregor. His efforts blocked by Campbell, and Hibs clear. It looked ominous there. There's a chance now with Bernardo on the left-hand side. It's with Forrest. Low ball across is cleared by O'Hara and out for a Celtic throw-in on this near side. It's now with Sirachi and Forrest. Left angle of the box. Back to Scales. Squares it to Carter Vickers. Rolls it out to the right for Ralston. His chip ball forwards cut out by Campbell. Breaks to Balikwisha on the right. Ralston. Square to Carter Vickers, now with Scales. Scales finds Forrest. Left angle of the box. Forrest into the area. Looks up, shoots, and it's blocked by O'Hara again. They can't get out here, Hibs, though. Bowie's done brilliantly to play it off Scales and out for a Hibs throw-in on this near side. In fairness to the Hibs back three, they've all defended very well this afternoon. They've stood up to what Celtic have thrown at them. O'Hara, Hanley and Iredale.
Every shot's been blocked. They've done a good job. Can they do it for another 5 minutes?
Throw in then, which will be taken by O'Hara. Up the line, Bowie goes down, high boot, will be a free kick here to Celtic, to Hibs, against Celtic, who are frustrated that this has been given. And it's in Celtic territory, so that just wastes away more seconds off the clock as plenty Celtic supporters head for the exits.
Hibs are sent the whole lot up. All three centre halves are up there. All about the delivery.
Free kick will be taken by Levitt, right-footed, clip ball to the left-hand side of the box. It's headed away by Sirachi, and he's managed to get Nygren going. He's going to continue his run on that right-hand side. An early ball forward by Bernardo, right to left, but it comes all the way through to Levitt. He was looking for Balikwisha, and now it's with Mulligan. Comes forward, foul by Forrest, and the frustration spilling down from the stands here at Celtic Park for what the home support is witness to here, heading towards the final 3 minutes of the 90. John Kennedy getting involved down there as well with the fourth official, and I believe there's going to be, as it stands, 4 minutes added on at the end of the game. So 7 minutes in total still to play for Hibs to hold out here. Sapsford penalty has been missed at Tannadice, so it remains 2-0 to Kilmarnock. And that one as Mulligan knocks it through towards Chris Cadden, chases after it, and Carter Vickers puts it behind, panically for the corner.
Good football from Hibs, final third, they've got in there, Cadden not far away from it, but good defending from Carter Vickers. He got across.
Oh, he's read it really well, because I thought Cadden was getting onto it there.
It looked like he was favourite.
Bita taking his time to come over to take the corner, right in front of the Hibernian fans. And applaud Obita as he makes his way over to the flag. Being told to hurry up, I think, here by Don Robertson and the main stand side assistant. There's Graham Stewart. In swinger from Obita. What can they come up with here? Obita with the cross ball. It's headed down and just wide. Oh, that's not far away. It was either O'Hara or Campbell who got his head to it. It's gone just past. It looked like it was just going to bounce into the net there. It stays 0-0 on 88 minutes. That was agonisingly wide from a Hibs point of view. Here comes Celtic with Ralston up the other end to Balikwisha. Turns it to the left for Sirachi. Takes a touch, looks up, bends the ball in. The head, over the bar. Kenny tacked it just right of the penalty spot, and it's rippled the roof of the net. It's the wrong side of the bar from the Celtic striker's point of view.
Terrific
and it stays
ball.
0-0.
Sarachi again, good delivery into the box. I think he was just offside. Rose well, good connection with the header, but just over the bar, but offside anyway.
They've had a few chances, Celtic. Salinger's only really had 1 or 2 saves to make in the second half, though, hasn't he? The one from Bernardo, the most recent.
What they haven't had is any really 1v1 clear chances. They've had lots of things from 10, 15 yards.
So that tells you how well Hibs have defended today, yeah?
They've had lots of bodies in and around that 6-yard box, penalty spot, making it difficult.
Yeah, I mean, clean sheets have been pretty hard to come by for Hibs this season. They've done well so far. They haven't actually kept a clean sheet in the league since April when they beat Dundee 4-0. A foul on Nygren there by Mulligan, who might be booked. In fact, he has been. Yellow card for Mulligan. We're well into the 90th minute here, 0-0. There will be 4 added as it stands. A Celtic opportunity, albeit a few yards from the near side touchline, just beyond the midway point of Hibs territory. Nygren over it. And he come up with a big moment here, the Swede, and find a teammate in the Hibs box. Here he goes, left-footed, swings it in, it's headed away. Good header, there's the 4 minutes confirmed. Down below us. Sirachi has it over on the right side, exchanges passes with McGregor. Out to Ralston, down the line for Forrest. Hibs have 4 minutes to defend here, it's Forrest down the right, and it's a good slide challenge by Bowie. He hasn't had anything to work on up front today, Kieran Bowie, but fair play again, defensively and in the midfield. He's been excellent.
He's put a terrific shift in, working back. Exactly what you need from your forward players when you come to Celtic Park. Everybody, all hands on deck, working.
Celtic have it on the right. It's Bowie blocking again, this time from Ralston. Bowled back by Ralston to McGregor. Do Celtic have a winner in them? Carter Vickers for Scales. Last season was littered with late goals for Celtic that saw them plunder more points than you thought were coming their way. Here's Balikwisha on the left. On his right side now. Support from Sirachi if he wants him, but his pass forward's poor. It's blocked there by Mulligan, and some Celtic fans claiming it came off an arm. No question it came off his midriff there. And it is cleared by the champions, about to drop points at home. Here's Sirachi. Moving towards the edge of the box, blocked by Cadden, now with Nygren. It's up in the air, Kenny can't make it stick, and it's away by Hibs, more height than distance though. McGregor wins the header, now it's Sirachi, down the left side Balikwisha, level with the penalty spot. No support at the moment, he's at the byline, wins the corner. Celtic corner, 1.5 of the 4 minutes that were added have come and gone. Celtic 0, Hibs 0.
One thing that's been disappointing for me is Celtic's corners. No variety.
Well,
just fire it in an area.
Engels was taking most of them. It's going to be Nygren this time. Outswinger with a left foot from this left-hand side to the near post again. Headed away. Comes to Balikwisha. Back out to Nygren on the left. Crosses in. The goalkeeper thought about coming. Changed his mind. It's headed away by Campbell. And then booted clear by Levitt. That's going to go all the way out to the far side. Schmeichel's raced all the way from his box to get onto it. Short ball in field to Sirachi. Down the line for Forrest. Forrest has it. Scoops it back into the centre circle for Scales. Scales into McGregor. Urged on by the Celtic supporters. It's now with Bernardo. Bernardo looks up, bends the cross ball in, way too close to Salinger. And the groans from the Celtic support, and it's also led to many more heading for the exits early here. Salinger goes down, and he's holding on to the ball. He's wasted a few more seconds as he launches it away into the Celtic half, and it goes over the head of Sirachi, but Bernardo is there. Bernardo into midfield for McGregor, back to Scales. We're about to go into the final minute of the stoppages that were added. 0-0, it's Ralston out to the right hand side, low ball for Forrest, infield for Nygren, then to Forrest on the right side. Forrest looks up, gets the cross in, headed away by Iredale, breaks to Nygren at the edge of the penalty area, and then McGregor, and then Kenny breaks to McGregor again. Square to Scales, looks up at the Hibs box, gets the cross ball in, it's a good one, it's headed down, and Salinger makes the save from Kenny. He's in two-headed chances.
He should have scored. I think he should have scored there. It was a terrific ball. It's not a good connection with the header. Keeper makes a meal of it. I think he could have caught it, the keeper.
Corner's taken low by Nygren, back to the edge of the box. Sarachi gets the cross in. Salinger comes, gets it half away and gets back onto it and clings on for dear life. And it stays Celtic 0, Hibs 0. And it looks as though Hibs have managed to grind out a draw here. Long ball from Salinger. Don Robertson's had a look at his watch as Cleege heads it on, but there is the full-time whistle. The champions drop points and now all of a sudden find themselves in arrears at the top of the table, with Hearts at the summit on their own in the Premiership, thanks to their neighbours Hibs, who have come here and earned a hard-fought point despite wave after wave of attack, particularly in that second half. Celtic could not find that elusive goal. And the Hibs defence managed to get the job done in the end, threatened once or twice themselves, but Celtic will be scratching their heads wondering why they haven't won this game. Iheanacho had a couple of chances in the first half. He had it in the net in the second. It was ruled out for offside. Sarachi hit the bar, Iheanacho hit the bar, McGregor saw a shot saved, as did Bernardo in the second half. Kenny had two headers as well, but was unable to find the net. And you can see the Hibs players down there. They are absolutely delighted with this point, as the coaching staff are. But for Celtic, it is the first dropped points at home this season, having also dropped points at Ibrox in another 0-0 draw. And incredibly, I think it was just 5 times last season Celtic failed to score in a game. Suddenly it's happened 4 times for them in the still relative infancy of this campaign. It finished here in Glasgow's East End in the teeming rain. Celtic 0, Hibernian 0.